of the most common technology terms you'll hear today is cloud computing. Winston Sih is here to tell us what cloud computing is and how you can create your own cloud. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Amber. So cloud computing is definitely something that's, of course, become really popular, and adults and students are starting to realize how this cloud computing can be really helpful. And I've discovered this great little unit here that can help you out with that.
Okay, so before we get to the fun gadgets, can you describe exactly what cloud computing is? It's not that easy to explain, but I'm confident you can do.
Well, to put it in simple terms, cloud computing is a way that you can store your files, be it music, photos, even tax information if you would like to, online and into servers online. So what that allows you to do is actually access material when you want it and where you want it, anywhere in the world.
And also archive it. So you mentioned photos. So if I have a bunch of family photos and I don't want to lose them, it's a great idea. People will say store them in the cloud. And so I can store them up in the cloud, always have access to them from wherever I am. Now let's get to this device, which is called the Pogoplug. How does this work?
So this is the Pogoplug that I've been using for a while, and I'm a huge fan of it because what it allows you to do is basically essentially create your own cloud. So if you don't trust some of the services out there, this allows you to actually plug it straight into your router, and then after you can use a USB drive, you can use an external hard drive and plug it into the back of the Pogoplug, and then what happens is that any material you put onto this Pogoplug you can access on the go. So you can do it through apps on your phone, your smartphone, you can do it online on a web browser, or you can even do it on your tablet.
So you're basically creating your own online storage space that you manage from the comfort of your home.
Exactly. So what that means is if a service with other typical online services, if they fail, you might lose all of that material. So what happens is if you lose access to your Pogoplug, you still have your physical drive with the physical files. So at least you have something there, and it's a great method for backup.
So even if, let's say at home, your wireless router went down, even if that goes down, the information, is it still up there?
It's not up in the cloud. So if your internet does go out, you do lose access to your files on the go, so you do have to be on your home network or have the ability to log in. But when your internet router does come back up, you will have access to the files. But like you said, the files itself will be stored onto the drive, whatever you have plugged into there, so you can actually physically pull it out and you have the files on your drive.
That's a great idea. Now, what about for students? This seems like it would be really handy.
It is, because as a student, I hate having so many of these USBs laying around. So what this allows me to do is plug in maybe a terabyte drive into my Pogoplug, and be it at a computer at school or from a public library or even on the go on my smartphone, I can access school files, study files.
All that information.
All of that information. I can access it virtually anywhere.
And for those tech novices out there, a terabyte is a ton of data. You will probably not need more than this.
1,024.
A ton. So you're going to blog about this?
I will on appcentral.ca.
This CTV program is brought to you in part by Bell. With blazing fast speeds and coast-to-coast coverage, you'll get the most out of your apps on the Bell Network.